What's up, guys? Subzeric here, back for another VOD review. Today we have a crazy one. This is one of the most insane one-day climbs I have ever seen in my life. Not only from this is like insane scores standpoint, 2.5 AP on the last 20, 1 1 1 4 1 1 1 2 2 1 the last 10, but also from a games played standpoint. And it comes from a player who I've never heard of, and I don't think anyone's ever heard of. They go by Sera 2020. They don't play 20 out of 20 Seraphine, so get that out of your mind already. I can't find any kind of like competitive history for this player. As far as I know, they're not like a Smurf for another high elo player. I mean, it would be crazy if they were a Smurf, because look at their games played. 963 games played. This person is clearly an insane grinder, and we can just talk. We can talk about this graph, because this is why I wanted to review them. Because at 1 a.m. on December 27th, they started their climb, right? This is their first game on December 27th. They started the climb at 914 LP, played a little bit, climbed some LP, climbed some LP, took a little bit of no, this isn't even a break. They continued to climb 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., up to 1K LP, 10 a.m. Had a little down spurt here, probably, got some breakfast or some lunch, because I don't know when they woke up. And then from here is just LP rocket ship. 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 4:50, 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 12:56, 6:30 p.m., 1300 LP, 8 p.m., almost 1400 LP. And then they finished off, that's the last one, right? They finish off the day of climbing at 9:30 p.m. at 1400 LP. So started off at 1 a.m. straight to, what is that? 6 to 18 hours, something like that. It's just an absolute, it's like 20 hours. Wait, I don't know how to do. Yeah, it's like 20 hours. It's a 20-hour climb that they went from 900 LP straight up to 1400 LP. Just insane scores, and a lot of, some flex play to look at their account. I would say the big standout in a lot of their games is Demacia, right? They're playing a lot of Demacia, and the thing I love about the way that they're playing Demacia is they're not playing this as this, cap 1-7 Demacia, play like low cap and go for 3-star 4-cost style Demacia. You see, I don't know that they have a single 3-star 4-cost to their match history, which is, funny after talking about my last VOD review about all the 3-star 4-costs. They are very much playing this as a tempo, win streak, stabilize on 8, go to 9, cap it really high, and then beat out all these other people who are looking for things like 3-star 4-costs. So wanted to give them a VOD review here. Certainly a Demacia enjoyer, and they are going to hold on to these pieces here. We do have a Caitlyn to start with here, so that's another unit that we can think about playing if we do pick up any kind of Piltover opener. Piltover is fantastic, and we do, worst case, just have an Orianna opener to pick up. One thing already, they did not even check what the Void mod is, so not a Void enjoyer to any degree. Looks like, the second we saw this Sona pair plus this Jarvan said, there's pretty good odds that we are going to just be playing around Sona plus Jarvan here, and does get the Jarvan pair. A lot of good stuff here. Yeah, doesn't even hold on to Kiana pair either here. Really just holding on to the rest of this stuff. I guess they're saying I'd have to sell Ionia here. Ionia, and it's XP here. Don't want to sell off that. So yeah, don't hold Kiana pair because the other stuff is too important. All right, first augment here. Flowing Tears Placebo item grab bag here. I like this Flowing Tears augment a lot if you can have any kind of Invoker opener, because you can just start casting a lot of mana. It's even better if you do have just like an early AP slam here. It's a tad awkward because you'd want to make like an Archangels, but then you're left with Gargoyle Slam, which you certainly aren't going to make. So yeah, you can make Adaptive, but then you're forced to make Crown Guard. I could say just Archangels and then chill, get tank item off Carousel perhaps. But yeah, the other two I don't love that much. We are going to roll. We see Slice of Life as well, which is a great option, but we do roll over that, and we do opt to make the Archangels here and Slam in order to unlock the Orianna. So yeah, this is going to be our game plan. We're going to get this Ori unlocked, play for that. Could just be our next level, though we do want to get Demacia stuff unlocked as well, so we'll see where we go from there. But yeah, this is going to be our opener here with the Archangels on Caitlyn, which is certainly not a crazy slam. Ooh, this player number 6, is that their name? Or I think they're probably maybe that's Docat or something like that. Oh no, they're Shork. Yeah, one of the people who has streamer mode on. But they actually looked like they were angling for Ashe Trinda, which is not a line that I am very high on, but yeah. All right, we do have to actually sell the Caitlyn 2 there, just saying we want to prioritize making Econ and also holding on to these Demacia units. Are we I mean, there's no reason to sell that Kate. I mean, there is actually. I was going to say there's no reason to sell the Kate if we're not going to make 10 here, but the reason to sell the Kate there is just to save a remover here. And so, yeah, we're actually, wow, not going to make gold, really prioritize holding on to these Demacia units, saying these upgrades, every upgrade matters a ton in this comp here, and we wouldn't be guaranteed to have Demacia this round if we did not hold on to those. We could unlock Poppy down the round, but really just saying, you know, picking up a 2-star Xin Zhao might spike our board immensely, especially if we end up in this world where we get a low risk here. Loris and just Piltover in general, especially the more that people have realized that Orianna is a broken unit, especially, you know, after her buff. Piltover fits really nicely with Demacia. You can fit Defender with Vi, you can fit the Vanguard in with Loris. It's called Warden. Are Vanguards in this set? I don't know why. I mean, look, it's the same trait, but Warden in with Loris, it's very easy to fit. I would be looking at like a Declaw or a Bramble, depending on the lobby damage profile here. I would have assumed it was Declaw here. He opts to take the Sedge with this. I love Declaw on this comp here, but I think, yeah, he just partially wants the Sedge for Sedge, and then also is saying, yeah, I mean, we have 1 AD, 2 AD for sure, 3 AD for sure, 4 AD for sure, 5 AD, 6 AD. Oh my God. Really, really good call then. This is a 6 AD. Man, this is crazy. I feel like you do not see this often these days. You see all these people playing the Seraphine, Lissandra type stuff. But yeah, we're actually having a super AD heavy lobby. So we just get to build this Bramble here, which is going to make our very likely Demacia frontline just insanely tanky versus this lobby who is so over-indexed on physical damage here. Once again, kind of a funky sell here where we're going to sell a lot of this other stuff here, but we're not actually, I imagine, looking at making gold here. We're going to opt to play the Poppy here. Also, note that we're solo frontlining the Jarvan here. The dream is that exactly something like this happens. All these units wrap around and get Bramble vested. So even though it's not like we're building a Gargoyle here, but, you know, we have Gargoyle at home, which is Bramble Vest AoEing down the front line with our solo frontline Jarvan. And the Jarvan with the Sona healing with the Archangels, you know, is more than tanky enough. Man, I would be so tempted to sell. Yeah, he really values the Xin Zhao pair. Like, I would be really tempted to sell off Rumble plus a Xin Zhao there in order to make some Econ. But really just mostly concerned with having a strong board and saving HP, not too concerned with making those early Econ thresholds, which is interesting. All right. Glove pickup here. Hopefully this can be some kind of like damage item like a JG or something. Do pick up another tier here, which, yeah, can just be Shojin here. The other slam would have been adaptive, but the upside to Shojin is that you do get to hold on to this this cloak here. We take our mod from Piltover. The second we find the Vi, the Sedge comes out for Vi, still get Defender in, but we get Pilt in, like we were talking about, and we go for the Continuum Cogs. Continuum Cogs so good on any kind of board that plays AP units. The other, obviously, insane one is Blast Shields, but we didn't have that as an option. I imagine, like, I rate Blast Shields higher than Continuum Cogs, but I'm not, especially in Demacia with all of this extra Armor and MR, but I don't know how this player rates it. All right, next augment here. Spears will indecision construct a companion here. So this is another really cool decision point here, because I'm thinking, you know, we have a pretty strong board. We can just snap off like an indecision here, save some, you know, get some gold, allow us to have the Econ that's going to allow us to push levels here. But that's not what Sera 2020 is thinking here. Sera 2020 here, obviously, you know, Spears will not that good. We are just going to immediately snap off Construct a Champion, and we're going to take the Jarvan 3 here. So this is actually something really, really nice that you can do in this comp. I love this play, and this is really nice, Construct a Champion in this comp for 2 reasons. One, because you have 2 1 costs that you can hit, right? You can hit the Sona or the Jarvan, both of which are fantastic, right? You can take Sona off Construct a Champion and then play for, you know, obviously a Garen main tank. You can take Jarvan and mostly still play for a Garen main tank, but obviously you can move the AP items to Lux later. Like, it works really, really nicely for tempo. And the other thing is it brings you closer to that all-important Gallo. We are now at 7 star level for Gallo. It just makes it 1 star level easier for you to get to Gallo, which means we can unlock him a lot earlier than we normally would if, you know, we have no 3 stars. So I love the Construct a Champion pickup. We immediately snap up the Jarvan, and now we're 5 streak with a fantastic board. And I mean, you can see why this player does so well on Demacia. Just plays good tempo, plays it from spots where we can have these early upgrades, makes, you know, good, solid defensive items for the lobby and stuff like Archangels. Archangels, by the way, is the best damage item in this comp by far, just because your fights last so long. your trait gives your team a bunch of armor and MR and then makes them cast a lot more. And that's, you know, the perfect formula to make fights go really, really long. So obviously a really, really, really nice pickup in general here. I don't know what people are pinging there, actually. I'm not sure. We have glove open. I imagine it's just gonna be a JG here. That could also have ended up being a steadfast here, but I think you just got to make the slam that you got to make in this spot here because we're on a 6 streak. We want to keep our streak up as much as possible, especially because we're not very rich because we prioed Econ so highly in the early game, never selling that Xin Zhao pair and things like that. We are in this spot here where we're level 653 gold. We're actually very, very broke. The Constructed Champion actually helped us out a lot in that it stabilized our board, because without that, I mean, you know, I guess we would have had the Indecision extra gold to play with, but we're pretty broke in this spot, like quite broke in this spot. Like I'm a little uncomfortable just with how broke we are in this spot. The upside is, once again, we have the Jarvan to stabilize. We have the Sona as well to kind of help stabilize a bit here. Wowza, we're going to actually sell off the Leona there, even though we need the heal cut really badly, just to play double Zoe here and say, I'm confident that my board can win, and I'm maybe going to sell and make gold here. I don't think we would sell and make gold here. That's a crazy play, but just saying, you know what, I'm going to win all my fights anyway, so why do I even need the Leona? And I mean, to be fair, we do end up picking up the win. We don't end up... This is crazy. I mean, I guess he truly thinks that this is strongest board playing the double Zoe, which is quite shocking to me. I guess maybe it was another unit to cast faster for Flowing Tears. Maybe that was the thought process, though. I mean, Leona casts as well. But okay, interesting idea. We do at least get to hold on to the Zoe pair, which is nice for, you know, maybe a random Zoe too. Ooh, I mean, that's Declaw Redemption, Void. Wait, Declaw Redemption, Void. And you're done. I mean, you're very, very happy with these items. These are pretty ideal. The Redemption or Spirit Visage, as new school players call it, I guess, because that's what the item's actually called. So good in this comp. It's just, I mean, it's everything you could ever want, right? It's HP, it's healing, it's DR, like it's everything that a unit with a ton of armor and MR wants. And so when you have, if you can get to a large HP pool, which usually you get from just like hitting something like a Jarvan 3 or a Garen 2, you throw this onto them, and that unit is just unbelievably tanky. So great slam here, and the item's looking really, really nice. The last augment here, Makeshift is absolutely horrible. Portable sounds pretty bad as well. Earth, I don't really feel that excited for either. We're not going to make the Freljord emblem. We could eventually make our way to the Demacia emblem, but we'd have to find the chain, and we're not going to reforge into into Bruiser emblem as well. So yeah, I don't really like any of these, I'll be honest. Mace's Will seems pretty bad as well, but I guess you can use the spell crit with JG. Little buddy, oh, it's Spirit Link. Yeah, wow, that was actually going to be a little bit rough there, because you don't really want to take little buddies either when we're, you know, tanking a Jarvan in this spot. We end up hitting pretty well here. We end up hitting, oh my god, wait, what just happened there? Where did that come from? I need to look back at this, because what just happened in this roll down? Yeah, okay, so we just level here, pick up the Swain, roll once, there's a Seraphine, roll twice, there's a Seraphine, and roll a third time, there's another Seraphine. The weird thing about this is you don't normally carry Seraphine on this board, but she's a great unit, so we might as well play around her, and we can still keep Piltover in this way. So this is going to be our setup here. Yeah, with Seraphine carry. It's hilarious, because we can't actually easily fit Disruptor. But hey, I mean, that's also a lot of what this patch is about, is flexing around your carries. Any normal person would be absolutely super excited at Seraphine, but we much would prefer a Lux 2 in this spot, so it's kind of funny that we end up on the Seraphine here. We also have the Swain on the board, just obviously really fantastic flex tank on this board, gets you Juggernaut in with the Poppy, and then eventually it's going to be Arcanist when we pick up the Lux later. So just, you know, obviously a beast of a unit to play. We're playing the Vi over the Orianna. Obviously Ori's Invoker, but Defender is way too important onto our Jarvan 3. You really want to have traits active for your Jarvan, so makes sense that we were playing this. And yeah, we're just clearing this Ashe Trin guy. Also, pretty unfortunate for the Ashe Trin guy. They still haven't hit. It's 4-3, and they still have not hit anything. They're going to die soon if they don't hit. So they kind of need to, I mean, they kind of need to hit. All right, Next augment here. We still have no heal cut, right? We really want Sunfire or Morello here. I don't believe we built heal cut here. I mean, Morello seems like an easy slam here. Can't get it, but we can get Sunfire if we would like it. And we do end up picking it up here. So makes sense. Good enough item. And, you know, we have the MR Shred done, but no heal cut. So easy pick up here. Pick up a Lux as well, who can immediately come in for that Arcanist. But we do definitely want to hold on to these veins because we are still not at Gallo yet. We are 1 2-star unit off of hitting. So we just need to hit a Vein 2 or a Lux 2, and then we can just field the other one. So pretty easy to get there. That's what the Jarvan does for you, is that you don't have to hit everything. We don't even have a Garen yet, but you know, you just play the upgraded units that you have, and you're gonna get there a lot faster. And the Seraphine unit doing what Seraphine does, a lot of damage, and especially with no traits in, really, right? I mean, we have well, we actually ended up we ended up cutting out of Piltover here when we found the Lux 2. Oh yeah, so we wait, did I skip ahead? I'm crazy, dude. I feel like stuff is randomly skipping ahead in this VOD. I think I'm just losing my mind here. What is going on in my replay? Oh, it's going forward. Oh, okay. I hit a key on my keyboard and swapped the POV. Dude, I thought I was like actually having a brain issue there. I think I hit a key on my keyboard and it showed me, okay, we're back. We're back to our board. I was like, what? Well, when did we cut the Vi? When did we have a Lysandra on our board? Did I just black out in the middle of a bot review session? Okay. Now we are back to where we should be. And here, let's speed through this fight because we did just watch this one. We have the Seraphine, we have Piltover on the board, we got everything we need. And it's funny because the board that we pivoted over to was like kind of similar to this one. Okay. I don't know, I'm gonna have to go see. I think I was trying to change something and I hit something on my keyboard. And yeah, we ended up looking at like this guy's board, I think, who also has 5 Demacia, but other stuff in. Oh my god. This is annoying though. This guy has Lux 2 out of the pool already, and Garen 2 as well, and we still have 0 Garen. So this is something really important this patch, is to be able to flex around like what you hit, not to get too hung up on hitting a certain front line. That's why partially hitting the Jarvan 3 was really nice. And oh, I love this. Roll this round so that we can unlock the Gallo going into 5-1. We're Lux paired and Vayne paired. If we hit either one, we can field them. We hit the Lux, and then boom, we just we get the Gallo unlocked this round. Beautiful. Instead of having to wait another round. I love this play. Love this play. Oh, we're seeing a lot of Lux for how contested it is, hilariously enough. We do pick up the 7 Demacia here, so we can play this. But remember, this player is not that concerned about capping around 7 Demacia. You know, 7 Demacia is never like the true cap of this comp. We do have to reforge and we get a TG here for the Gallo. This is huge. TG's so nice on him. But yeah, one of the things I just love looking through this player's match history is I don't think there's a single game of 7 Demacia in there. Every single game they're playing this line, looking for angles to go level 9 and looking, you know, for angles to cap out the board with better units because, you know, sure, 7 Demacia, I mean, it's all the stats from 5 Demacia, but you get that smite on rally, which is, you know, it's not bad. You definitely play it when you're playing this comp as a kind of transitionary board. But you know, so much about this set is understanding how to cap boards. I feel like this is a patch where a lot of people are not thinking about that as much because all they're thinking about is roll down for my 3-star 4 cost for my level 8 board. But yeah, knowing how to cap, when to be able to push levels, especially in this kind of crazy meta where everyone's digging for 3 stars, is really important, I would say. And also, let's do a quick check, actually, for any other 3-star 4 cost players. No, I mean, some Noxus around here. Yeah, it's actually, like the Warwick would be the only guy who could go for 3-star 4 cost, but they had to roll down all their gold to stabilize. So this is actually not going to be a scrim-style lobby where there's a million people chasing 3-star 4 costs. We even have the reroll in here with the Tryndamere, and I will say, without Garen to our front line is pretty vulnerable to this Trin, and we just can't burst through him. He's only got healing from the Darken item, but it's enough to allow him to survive here. All right. Pretty crazy setup here. All right, last little item component here. We don't have too much open here. We're gonna we're gonna grab Invoker emblem. Okay, I mean, it's very easy. We're already playing Invoker via Sona, so you can just get 2 Invoker in really easily on this board, and it is a really nice +1. But all right, let's level up here, get 7 Demacia in, we find the Garen, find Shiv, boom, the second that we find Shiv, we start pivoting our board out of that 7 Demacia down to 5 Demacia, move items so we can Invoker Spat Deluxe. If you guys haven't seen these new spat effects, you get AP equal to 10% of mana spent on every single cast. It's just a great item in general, is the thing. People, this is why people played Invoker A Soul on the last patch, is, any kind of scaling board where fights are taking a while, you just cast, get all this mana. I'm kind of surprised that the Archangel ended up on Lux, just because the Shojin will accelerate the cast, but I guess he's just saying, I have enough here. And it's funny, we had Liss in last round, now we're thinking of adding Zillion in as our +1 here. Really ideally want like the Lucian Senna, I would say, on this board, but keeping our options open, holding on to Zillion. I mean, if we hit a Zillion too, I don't think we will be upset about that whatsoever. And then we rotate into a person who just FF'd, it looked like. So interesting enough here. But yeah, I mean, I love this cap out for the board. You end up dropping out of your Poppy, which is kind of funny because Poppy's your jug, but you don't need to play Poppy when you could play the better jugs here, the Swain plus the Shyvana, and you still get Arcanist in for the Lux, which is really nice. Just play the Defender duo because they're good, and then the Gallo because he's Galio, and then usually, you kind of have like a last, open slot here, and Sona does a pretty good job giving us Invoker here, though she could, if we didn't have Invoker Spat, she could come out for a different one. But all right, we pick up Swain 2 here. We move all the items over to the Zillion. Yeah, this is a little bit overdue. The Zillion's definitely going to be a better item carrier than this Sona here. Zillion also a fantastic unit on this board. This is what you see. I think this guy plays for this exact cap out basically every game. Because I mean, it's all the units that you want to play on this board. And Zillion as well really likes these long fights that Jarvan plays for, that Garen plays for. He can just bomb the entire board and do a lot of work. It's actually funny. It is a Demacia mirror matchup to finish out the game. Hit the Shyvana. We can move TG up to Shiv. I wonder if we want to do that. I feel like you should, right? These items on Galio are fantastic on Shiv and not that great onto him. I feel like we must move items over to Shiv, but I guess not wanting to move stuff around too much. All right, rotate into this player again. They have another Zillion. Oh, really nice ratting from this player. Look at this. They're holding Garens on their bench. They're holding 5 Garens. Not necessarily to go for Garen 3, but mostly just to deny Garen 2 from our hero here, Sera 2020. Because if we can't hit Garen 2, our board is all the less stable. We do hit the Zillion 2, which is a huge upgrade here. We do also pick up the Lucian Senna, who normally would be a nice cap out on this board, but we don't have the space for it. The Invoker Spat is kind of whatever, but we must play the Zillion 2 that we ended up hitting. So yeah, and they also value the Fiddle over this, especially with all the Armor and Amar on the enemy board. Getting a little bit of Armor and Amar shred from the Fiddle, I think, is quite important. So we'll see if our Fiddle 2 does enough here, or our Zillion 2 rather. He does look like he's doing a lot of work here. Yeah, so that is a first win here. I will say, if we do win out this game, it's gonna be a pretty long VOD review because we're gonna be going to stage 7. This player that we just beat here is 62 HP. I'll have to grab the blue buff here just to get Zillion casting faster, and then Adaptive can move to frontline. I really like this itemization. Pick up Garen too. This is huge, and we're going to move all the items over. Very nice. Pop the Sunfire off, and then move the tank items over to Jarvan 3. Beautiful move of all of the items here. Just make sure to put your true tank items onto the Garen. And yeah, looking good. Our Lux is in a kind of an interesting spot in the middle here. It means she's actually going to get Lux ulted a lot via this, though it's kind of fine. She has Demacia in our board, especially with the Spirit Link. I mean, think about the cap potential of these augments. Spirit Link here just capping on a Demacia board with only 20 HP left. We have minus 80 HP here from Spirit Link compared to this guy who is only real combat augment is Crown's Will and Makeshift, but Makeshift is so mediocre on this board, and they're still stuck on the 7 Demacia. Haven't had the ability to find stuff like the Shyvana, like the Fiddlesticks. So we're actually, I think, just going to truly cap higher than this guy via dropping out of that 7 Demacia. I mean, this is a perfect example of a game where we were able to go 9. We were able to find all these 5 costs, and our board is all the stronger for it. Yeah, I mean, it looks fantastic. I'm down to kind of skip through minions here a little bit because yeah, I mean, who really cares about? I mean, we can see our item here. It's Adaptive Helm here. Yeah, I mean, double Adaptive onto the Jarvan. Looks fantastic just to get him casting here. Kind of hilarious that we have the Shivan, and he really values items on the Galio over the... Oh, now he's going to move actually AP items over to the Taric here. So, yeah, just not that much of a Shiv item enjoyer, I guess. But Potential last fight. Actually, no, this guy's 20. Well, no, it's stage 7, though. Yeah, it could very well be the last fight. Zillions, both of them doing an insane amount of casting. I think at this point with the Garen too, we have it wrapped up here. And, ooh, not dead yet. Only 23 damage. Stage 7 player damage, not enough. But I think this will be a GG's for us. We do get Crown Guard Gwinsu onto Taric here, bringing me back to replay, building, what was it? A Nashor's Tooth? Nashor's Tooth Taric. Does anyone remember Nashor's Tooth Taric? If anyone does, comment down below, because I mean that's some TFT boomer stuff. What set was that even? That was like Portal Taric. What was that set? What was Portal? Set why do I want to say set 9? But Portal is not a region, so it couldn't have been set 9. Set, I don't know. Thanks for watching as always. If you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, check out my Twitch and Metafy. All my links down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching as always. Bye bye. I think I already said that. Bye bye.